This story is called The Ant Bully, and it's a good story. It talks about how we need to take care of nature and really respect nature. And this is a fantasy story. It's in the fantasy genre. Not real, but it's a good story about a little boy who learns his lesson when it comes to bullying others. The Ant Bully by John Nichol. The Ant Bully. I like how the illustrator put all the little ants going right across that title page. And the dedication page too. Lucas wore funny glasses and a strange hat. Some kids thought he was weird. Sid, the neighborhood bully, was especially mean to him. So, Lucas bullied the ants. But the ants didn't like to get wet. You see, this is his squirt gun. See? But the ants are so small that when the illustrator blew the picture up, it made the squirt gun nozzle look even bigger too. And soon they had had enough. They're all over him. With great skill and team effort, they stuffed Lucas's large body into their ant hole, and they forced him into the queen's chamber. We talked about the queen ant. How she's in charge. She looked him over. So you are the one who always floods my colony. Don't you realize how long and hard we work to build what you destroy in seconds? Think about that next time you step on an anthill. Lucas was too stunned to respond. And stunned, right there, that means he was too shocked. The queen took his silence as a further insult. She turned to the ant wizard and said, "Shrink this boy and put him on trial." "Guilty," thundered the judge. Lucas's sentence, or his punishment, was pretty rough. Hard labor in the fields with the worker ants. Gathering food, too. We talked about how ants are so strong they can lift more than their body weight. But I don't know about humans. Looks like he's having a tough time. He had to defend the colony against wasps. Wasps and ants don't get along. And spiders. But the worst part of his sentence was taking care of the queen with the drones. I'm making a lot of connections between ants and bees. Well, those queens have to be taken care of. The queen, however, was pleased, and she told Lucas that she would set him free if he passed one final test. "You must go home and bring me a red swell gel." Now, swell gel is a piece of candy that she really, really likes. "But I need help," Lucas said. "We ants always work together. How else could we gather food, defend ourselves, or please our queen?" The queen smiled and said, "Take Speedy and Rennie with you. They're upstairs." As they waited for the darkness of night, the two ants had many questions for their new friend. "What was it like to be a giant?" asked Speedy. "Were you the biggest giant?" Rennie wanted to know. "I was no giant," said Lucas, "not compared with Sid the bully. He was always stealing my hat, spraying me with the hose. Oh, like you did to us? Speedy and Rennie said together. After an awkward silence, the three of them set out for Lucas's home. What do you think they're going to Lucas's house for? Do you remember their mission? To please their queen. Oh, and there they are. When the last light was turned off for the night, they quietly snuck into the kitchen to find a red swell gel. That gummy candy. Yum. But just as they were about to make off with their prize, bright lights flashed and a booming voice filled the room. "Ants!" Lucas's father bellowed. "No!" Lucas yelled. His father stopped and looked even closer. "PJ, can you have him stop? Can you have him stop?" Lucas jumped right up at his father's face so Speedy and Rennie could escape. Back at the ant colony, the queen was very sad. Speedy and Rennie had returned, but not Lucas. Then, to her delight, Lucas arrived. The queen said, "Young man, you have been so brave, and you have learned the ways of the ants well. Your courage will be rewarded." She told the ant wizard to fill up his dropper with some of that growth potion. We're going to make him full size again. Now, could this really happen? That's why it's fantasy. The wizard trickled the potion drops right into Lucas's ear until he slowly fell asleep. The ants laid him back outside in the tall, soft grass. The next morning, Lucas woke up to an alarming sight. Uh-oh. It was Sid, the bully. But the ants had seen him first. What did they do? Yeah, now do you think it's Sid's turn to learn a lesson? What do you think they're going to do to Sid now that they've shrunk him? What would you do